Hi all, here we are again for another cooking around the world in isolation at Iramu Community Centre. We have a nice, quick but yummy dish to do today, which is Mee Goreng, which is just Malaysian noodles. You've no doubt all seen these packs, the Mee Goreng packs, just instant noodles basically, and they come with a few little sachets of all the flavouring on board if you wish to use them. You all know these things. They're not the Maggi ones. You can get these in supermarkets and also from Asian shops. This came from an Asian grocer. But don't worry about the particular brand, just Mee Goreng noodle packs. This recipe is actually from my brother Michael, and he and his family would have this as a quick meal, sometimes for a brunch. You know, this is one hell of a brunch, I'll tell you. Now you can use the simple flavourings and sachets and spices that come with the pack, or you can tart it up however you like. You can make it as hot as you want, if you like extra chilli and whatever. We're just going to make it pretty straightforward to a recipe that I'll put online for you when we post this. This is a starting point. You can take it your own way. People always say, can I add this? Could I add that? Could I do that? Sure. As long as you know you don't try and put Italian flavourings with a Malaysian, oh, why not? We had a guy in our group once who wanted to make we were making pizzas, and he wanted to do a hummus and oyster, which I thought was pretty interesting, but he loved it. I didn't go near it, but he thought that was great. Good on him. Okay, what we're going to do, I've already pre-chopped some peanuts to sprinkle over the top. I love using the Nobby's beer nuts because we'll also use some fried shallot for at the end, just to give it a bit of crunch. This dish will use kecap manis, which is a sweet, dark, thick soy sauce. Yum. I've already fried off some chicken strips. I'd normally use thigh for this, chicken thigh. It will survive better. The chicken breast will dry out fairly quickly if you cook it too hard. We all know that story. I only had chicken breast available, so there we go. I've got a few other things ready to go on top. We have to have our fried egg on top of the Mee Goreng. Also, I've got these components which will start the dish off. Generally for these noodly dishes, see the noodle cooking over here, they're probably just 2-minute noodles, so probably they'd be just about ready to drain, and they'll go into the wok in a few moments. That's normally all you use for a noodle dish. Normally, just your noodles, your seasonings, bingo, away you go. For this one, we're going to add a few extra bits to it, make a bit more of a meal out of it. So what we're going to do first up, we're going to slice. You can use red onion or brown onion, doesn't really matter. I just like using red onions, it gives a bit more colour in the show. Ooh, almost. I've already shredded up I've thinly sliced some red capsicum. I've cut finely I've diced very finely some ginger. As I said, you can put in whatever you like into this. I just like all these little additions. If you wanted to, here's another piece of ginger. And here's a way that I like to serve it up quite often with this dish. Instead of just very finely chopped up, I like to throw in little batons sometimes. It gives you nice little bursts of ginger as you go. I'm going to turn that off right now. Excuse me, I'm going to just drain these very quickly. Couple of cloves of garlic. One or two cloves, Deb, it's lunchtime. Just one? Damn it, I'll put two.
Yeah, two. Nah.
Okay, there's a bit of garlic. Right, I'm going to get our onions in. I've warmed this pan up already, so I hope it's... I turned it off already. Just give that a moment to come back to temperature. What I'll do here, I'm going to very finely slice some spring onions. We'll keep the green stuff for a bit of dressage, a bit of dressing for later on. We can cut some of this, the white stalk. And that can just go in the mix as we're cooking this up now. One overboard. Okay. Chuck our onion in now. Don't like to cook the onion for too long whilst we're doing this, because you want a little bit of snap in your onions still. If you cook it too hard, they'll just be bleh. Okay, just starting to get a sizzle on that now. Should have actually been a little bit hotter than this, but we'll get it going. There we go, it's starting to sizzle up nicely now. Chuck the garlic in and some of that ginger. If you cook the red onion for too long, at too high a heat, it will start bleaching out its colour too, and it starts to look a little bit boring. So we're going to really push on now. What I've got here, some nice king prawns for the hardy people. For some people here don't like prawns. I don't possibly figure out how or why.
Or who. Or who.
Or whom. Whom.
Whom.
Now, while we're at that stage, what I'm going to do is, hope these scissors work, kitty scissors, get some of these flavour sachets on board. I think that the black one is a little bit of ketchup manage. You see how thick and syrupy that is. That's a little garlic and ginger, I think, there also. And we have these little sachets of chili powder and seasoning powder. Now, you can use these if you wish. You can just use your own if you have your own. Oh, you might use one. There's a bit of chili there. We don't want to kill everyone at lunchtime. Another sachet of the seasoning. I'm doing a double amount. The recipe will show you amounts just for 2 people. I'm feeding 4 of us here today. So I'm using 2 packets of the noodles. As soon as the prawns start to get a little bit of colour, because as you know they're almost opaque when you start, when they're translucent, but when they start to cook they'll start to turn pink and lose that transparency. We don't want to overcook the prawns, otherwise they'll start going tough. Oh, there you turn over. The smell of this already, it's killing me. Come on, flip over. There we go. I'll add our little stems from the spring onion. I'll reintroduce the chicken that I've already cooked. So we're making sure those prawns are in contact with the base of the pan so they just get cooked through in this time. The chicken only needs to warm up at this point. I've got some carrots, matchstick carrots, which I did just for colour. Quick stir through. Over here I'm going to start heating up some oil. You stay there, Deb.
I will.
Heat up some oil over there for some fried eggs, because you have to have a fried egg on top of your nasi. Mee Goreng, sorry, this is the Mee Goreng. Nasi Goreng, of course, being rice-based, Mee Goreng being the noodles. And I'm sure, by the way, you see that name, M-I, Mee Goreng, you also see it as M-I-E Goreng, Mee Goreng. You sometimes see it as M-double-E Goreng, all the same. Must just be from different regions in Malaysia. They're looking mighty good here. Those prawns are ready to start the next stage, which is we'll get the noodles on board. What are you saying about the noodles clumping? And they never clump for me except for on video.
Makes me feel better.
Never clump for me, Deborah. Never.
Never say never.
Never say never, because they clump. That's alright. We'll just pull them apart. Make sure you don't use metal in your pan when you're doing this. As I said, you can add whatever spicings you like. Just especially if you're having it as a brunch. You probably don't want to go too heavy with all your chilli and whatever. But it's up to you. Now look at the colour in there now, Deb. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to add probably 2 teaspoons, we'll start off 2 teaspoons or so of the ketchup manis. See how nice and dark that is. It's like molasses.
Yum.
I'll get this going and then we'll taste to see if we need more of anything there. That colour's right through that now. Over here we'll get some eggs on the go. Oh. Make sure your oil is nice and hot and you immediately see it start fizzling up around the edges. We want our yolks to be runny. We like the outer edges to be nice and crispy and fluffy. And if we need to, we can, if the white isn't completely cooking out for us, we can just spoon a little bit more over. Getting a little bit jumpy here at the moment. We might stand back for a moment before we finish off over here. Quite often I'll put bok choy in this too for a bit of greenery. Looking rather sensational. I'm going to chuck in the last of our greenery of this. It's our sliced up shallot tops. Still going. And those little ginger batons in there. Matchstick ginger. Oh, look at this Deb. Over here. Don't come too close because it's a bit spitty. I want you to just get the edge of that white done. Ooh. But it has to be, Deborah. Has to be. We'll do right now. Get our tongs. Normally serve this in nice little bowls, which I don't have it over here. chicken. Nice big fat king prawn right there. Oh, we need one of these things. And we'll finish off with some fried shallot over the top. So we've almost got the plate. Yum! I hope you enjoy that. See you next time.